Every move is like resisting gravity, and even crazier, every time Jungkook dances, the world shakes along. The videos, shorts and reels containing her dance pieces can reach millions of viewers in a matter of hours. And what's most interesting, it's not just fans who are hooked. Professional choreographers, even those who are already known on the international scene, call Jungkook's dance a new benchmark for the K-pop industry and the global dance scene. They call him a natural-born mover, someone who not only memorizes choreography, but animates every beat with his body. And this is where the magic lies. Jungkook doesn't just follow the music, he merges with it. As the song begins, it is as if his soul is moving to a rhythmic frequency that only he knows. Not surprisingly, many young choreographers aspire to create a dance that can be performed by Jungkook, because if it is danced by him, the choreography automatically levels up, not just a trend, but a phenomenon. Imagine this: a dance that was originally created in a small studio in Los Angeles, recorded rough, uploaded to TikTok, and then in 2 days turned into a global challenge for only one thing. Jungkook danced his remix version. The domino effect has happened many times. From Seven to Standing Next to You, then a remix collaboration that even made Japanese, American and Korean choreographers discuss each other in international forums, wondering how he could keep the perfect body flow without losing the slightest facial expression. Choreographers refer to Jungkook's style as liquid isolation, gentle but powerful movements as if his muscles had volume control of their own. Not too hard, not too soft, but it fits in the middle, like water that follows the shape of a container but still has the power to hit. Every time Jungkook's dance practice video is released, choreographers from different countries admit to watching it over and over again, not to entertain themselves, but to analyze. They note the position of his shoulders, the synchronization of his hips and knees, even the micro-expressions on his face as the beat drops. One famous Japanese choreographer, Kenji Kuroda, once said in an interview, "Jungkook dances like he's talking to his own music. It's not just a rehearsal or choreography, it's a dialogue between the body and the voice." The statement went viral on international dance forums. As many agreed, Jungkook has a way of dancing that makes every step feel emotional, even if it's simple. What amazed the choreographers was not only the technique, but also Jungkook's incredible body awareness. He knows when to press force, when to let go, and most importantly, how to keep body lines clean even when doing fast choreography. Many professional dancers say that the most common mistake when dancing fast is losing shape. But Jungkook, it remains sharp even at high speeds. Each isolation of his body, head, shoulders, waist moves separately but harmoniously. This makes the movements look like live 3D animation. Very precise but still organic. And therefore, almost every time Jungkook releases a new dance video, the world of dancers is instantly busy. TikTok and YouTube Shorts timelines are filled with new hashtags: number Jungkook Dance Challenge, number 7 Move, number Golden Flow, and dancers around the world are trying to emulate them. But interestingly, not many manage to match its vibe. There are those that mimic the step, but lose subtle energy between beats. There are also those who follow the sequence of movements, but the expression is flat. This is what makes the world's choreographers say that Jungkook is not only a performer, but also a translator of rhythm. He translated music into movements that the audience could feel without the need to think. One interesting fact comes from a dance academy in Seoul that once invited Jungkook for a private session. One of his instructors admitted that Jungkook had a strange but genius habit: Before starting a rehearsal, he sat quietly for 10 minutes, listening to a song with his eyes closed, then began to move his fingers to the sound of the bass. From it, the movements of his body develop naturally, not from memorization, but from feeling. "He doesn't dance from the brain," says the instructor. "She dances from intuition." This explains why many choreographers from abroad are trying to learn the Jungkook method, how an idol can dance like a contemporary artist but still maintain emotional intimacy with the audience. In addition, the power of its influence on cultural trends cannot be ignored. In the K-pop industry, many idols dance great, but only a few have an impact as far as Jungkook. When she performed one choreography on an international stage, such as the Global Citizen Festival or Golden Disc, the next day the dance appeared on every social media platform, from America to Japan. In fact, some dance schools in Tokyo and Los Angeles are now including Jungkook dance style in their modern pop dance class curriculum. Teachers call this style controlled emotion, a soulful but technically controlled movement. Even more interesting, every choreographer who has worked with Jungkook always has the same story. He never asks for a cool-looking move, but rather one that feels honest. In the documentation of the exercise Standing Next to You, he even once said, "If the movement is good but has no meaning, people will forget in 5 seconds. But if you dance from something you feel, people will remember for years." That sentence later became a kind of motto for many young dancers in Korea. They realized that in the fast-paced and visual world of modern dance, Jungkook was bringing back something that was almost lost: soul. So it is not surprising that every choreographer of the world dreams of being able to create one dance especially for him. Because when Jungkook dances a piece, it's no longer just choreography, it's visual history. He gave new life to every movement and made it stick in the public memory. Like Michael Jackson's moonwalk, some of Jungkook's movements have now become emblematic. His signature body roll in 7, chest control in Standing Next to You, or subtle neck isolation in 3D. All of that is now a permanent reference in modern dance classes. So if today you see a new dance challenge on TikTok or Reels that feels familiar, most likely the inspiration originally came from one person, Jungkook. And that is the reason why, in the eyes of the choreographers of the world, he is not just an idol or a dancer. She is the dream, the standard, and the new benchmark in modern dance, an artist who dances not to impress, but to relive what it means to feel music with her whole body. As soon as Jungkook danced, the world seemed to stop for a moment to stare. No exaggeration, because in the modern history of K-pop, it is very rare for one figure to change the direction of a trend through just one 30-second dance video. But Jungkook did it repeatedly, and each time, the effect extends far beyond BTS's fandom or Korean music fans. He created transcontinental waves, bringing together millions of people, no matter their language or age, all for one thing: to try to imitate his movements. This phenomenon is referred to by industry observers as the Jungkook effect. And underneath it all, there's an interesting pattern. There's nothing spontaneous behind that perfection, but there's also nothing that feels forced. Each of Jungkook's dances is like the result of a strange balance between rigor and freedom. Take, for example, the 7-song dance, which is actually fairly light, relaxed, and even almost minimalist in its rhythmic structure. But as soon as Jungkook danced, the song changed completely. His movements add a new dimension that makes his music feel alive. Suddenly, people weren't just hearing 7, they were seeing the song. His air-sweeping hand movements, his precise shoulder control, to his facial expression that looked like he was telling a story, all coalesced into one visual experience. In less than 2 weeks after that appearance, the TikTok platform recorded more than 800,000 videos using the hashtag #7challenge. But beyond the statistics, what makes this phenomenon interesting is who follows it. Not just fans, but also professional dancers from New York, Tokyo to Sao Paulo. They reworked versions, analyzed Jungkook's timings, and tried to replicate how he spliced energy between beats. The choreographers of the world call this the wave transition, the way Jungkook flows from one movement to the next without pauses, but still with a strong accent on each beat. One Japanese choreographer, Ryo Kato, even admitted to spending 2 full nights breaking down Jungkook's dance video frame by frame, just to figure out how he could keep that fluidity without losing strength at the end. It's like she has a system in her body that knows when to stop and when to flow, Kato told a dance forum in Tokyo. It's not something you can learn in a week. It comes from sensitivity and crazy flying hours. Every time Jungkook comes up with a new dance, Dunia Dance also instantly adjusts direction. If previously the TikTok dance trend was dominated by hip-hop isolations and trap beat-based hard movements, once Jungkook appeared with a smooth style but full control, the world switched. Suddenly, everyone wanted to learn Jungkook's version of groove, a movement with constant energy, without breaking, but still with strength. Even some American dance coaches refer to the style as controlled sensuality, Jungkook's way of combining body strength with softness of expression. This is why his dance videos never look aggressive despite his incredible energy. He doesn't try to dominate the music, he accompanies it. And the result? The world is obsessed. Jungkook's dance challenge always appears on the explore page of every platform. Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, even on Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok. In a matter of hours, her movements were replicated by influencers, dancers, and even athletes. In Japan, a variety show even dedicated a special segment titled "Can You Dance Like Jungkook?", where they invite a professional choreographer to imitate his body movements. But the result is always the same. All agree that imitating the steps can be, but capturing the energy is another. Because Jungkook doesn't dance with muscles, he dances with inner intensity. Behind these trends, there is one thing that fascinates dance experts: Jungkook's ability to read music instinctively. Many dancers take a long time to analyze rhythm, marking strong beats, determining accents, and adjusting transitions. Jungkook, on the other hand, did it instinctively. In the exercise video spread on social media, it appears how he only listens to the song a few times, then immediately creates an interpretation of his body. That's why each version feels unique, even when performing the same choreography. It does not imitate movements like a robot, it understands the song. Interestingly, Jungkook's every move also always carries a distinctive visual identity, a small detail that lets the audience know right away that it's him. For example, his expressive use of his fingers, the way he turns his shoulders before stepping, or his habit of holding his breath a second before a major movement. All of that is now a study material at the School of Modern Dance. Some art universities in Korea have even begun discussing the phenomenon of Jungkook choreography as part of a contemporary pop culture studies module, focusing on its influence on global choreography. Furthermore, when the movement becomes a trend, the impact is contagious to the entire industry. Sportswear brands use footage of Jungkook dancing in their campaigns. Local dance studios copied his style for class promotion. Even the AI motion capture software used in games and animations now makes Jungkook's body a movement reference because its fluidity is considered perfect for 3D algorithms. But despite all that, Jungkook remained humble. In his interviews, he always refused to be called a dance icon. She said, "I just dance because I like to do it." But the world saw something else. It had created its own social system, where body movements could bring millions of people from different backgrounds together. When one of his movements becomes a trend, it is no longer about who most perfectly imitates him, but who can best feel his meaning. That is why choreographers call Jungkook not just a trend, but a trend source. It doesn't go with the flow, it creates it. And every time he dances, the direction of the modern dance world changes little by little. Maybe that's why creators around the world are no longer asking, "What's the latest dance challenge?" but rather, "When will Jungkook dance again?" Because as long as Jungkook is still moving, the world has not stopped learning how the body can speak through music.